Hello everyone. In this class you'll learn how to describe the kind of people you like to hang around with. For example, I like friends who aren't too serious. You'll learn how to use the relative pronouns who or that. Now let me get started by presenting the structure. We'll do a few examples and at the end of the class I would like for you to practice by making your own examples. Let me talk about the first example that you see here, relative pronouns as subjects. So in essence, what we want to do in this class is we want to take two pieces of information. For example, I like guys. They aren't too serious. That's the second piece of information. And what we want to do is we want to combine these two pieces of information, and we do this by using the relative pronouns. We're either going to use who or that to combine those two pieces of information. So at the end, what the sentence is going to look like is I like guys who aren't too serious. Or you could say I like guys that aren't too serious. I'm going to write down those examples to make sure that we're understanding the process. The first example states I like guys, they aren't too serious. And what we do is, if you notice in grade up here, and I actually colored that in blue in the bottom because that's what I want to focus on. Here, this statement here could vary, it could change to different things, right? Like you can say, I like guys, I like friends, okay? I like people. So that could vary, you could change that to whatever you want. You can have another phrase there, like I like to hang around people, I like to be with friends, etc. That phrase could change, not just necessarily I like guys. And then they aren't too serious. In this case, I want you to notice that we're using adjectives. All right. So whenever you use adjectives, what you're going to have in this second statement is going to be the verb to be either positive or negative. Okay. And then that's going to follow the adjective. And so what I want you to notice at this time is how we take these two pieces of information and we combine them together with the usage of the relative pronouns who or that. So let me give that example now. I like guys who aren't too serious. I like guys that aren't too serious. Now, what I want to explain here is that you can either use the relative pronoun who or you can use the relative pronoun that. And also what I want you to notice is that in this statement, so they will disappear. The pronoun here is they, that disappear, and we changed it to they and we changed it to who or we changed it to that. Okay, so I like guys who aren't too serious. This is on our first example. Let me talk about the second example now. And the reason this one is different is because we're no longer going to use adjectives. So that changes a little bit. But again, it's the same concept as previously. What we want to do here is we want to combine two pieces of information. What are those two pieces of information? Well, I like guys, that's one piece of information, and then they have a good sense of humor. Now in this case, notice that we're using a verb, and that's because we're using a noun to mention the kind of people that we like to hang around with. So I like guys or I like friends. I mentioned that you can change this to whatever you like. That phrase could change to something else as well. So I like the way that you would change this is to say something similar will happen, and that is that the pronoun on the second piece of information will disappear, and that will disappear by either who or by using that. So in other words, the statement will state I like guys that have a good sense of humor, or I like guys who have a good sense of humor. Now let me get you to do a few examples. We're going to do one last one together and then I'm going to have you do a few more. We want to take these two pieces of information. I like to meet people. They are sociable. So we got two pieces of information, and what we want to do here is we want to put these two together. we're just gonna remove the pronoun they, and we're gonna change it for a relative pronoun, either who or that. So that was quite simple. I like to meet people who are sociable, and I mentioned you can either say I like to meet people that are sociable.